大家好，我是 Zibi， 欢迎回到我这个频道。如果您是第一次看到我这个视频，请你点击下方的订阅。在我这个视频频道里面呢，我会不定期的发布一些加拿大的生活以及移民的小 tips。本频道的宗旨呢，就是不怕丢脸，所有东西都是零基础教学。前2期视频呢，我们讲到印度人的金钱、家庭以及这个教育观念。那在这一期视频里面呢，我们会谈到工作。你想不想知道印度人是如何做到他们的人脉遍布加拿大？他们是如何雄霸卡车司机这个行业呢？
Okay, let's number 10. Let's talk about work. Tell us, how did you get your current job? Are you satisfied now?
Yes, I get my present and the first technical job,
Yeah.
and I'm working here since last 1.5 years. So yeah, it's in Canada. To be honest, if I talk about the technical job, I mean field job, it's depend on the reference. Second depends on your skill. Third depends on the luck. In my case, it depends on my skill and depends on my hard working towards finding the job. It was very hard to find a job.
But everybody's working hard to find a job.
But the way of finding job have a different way to find a job. So what I usually do is I just find the job. I used to prepare my good resume. If I am going through any post, right? So I go through all the responsibility. I match with my resume. I edit my resume. I send to the company. I call them. I take a feedback that did you received? Did you have any update on this job posting? So that dedication will, because of the God grace, that will be successful. You will get a job. But you will just apply, but you will not improve on that. Why you are not getting the invitation for interview?
Yeah.
So I was working on that. I had applied and I got almost 15 interviews and I learned.
You got 15 interviews?
Yes.
Okay.
At that time I was in Hamilton and I don't have a car, so I was moving by a bus, train, and at the end I got a job. Some of my friends lose their hopes, but I have some patience level and I find a job.
Okay. But I think that most of our Chinese students are working hard in order to find a job, but they are still struggling. Do you have any good tips for the students? Like, everybody is working hard and they should work smart, but is there any secret formula that you have?
Secret formula is only if you have some references that can work. But in my case, most of my friends was in the mechanical and some other fields. My field is electrical, right? Mm-hmm. So I was trying to learn some software, some of the skills which I can learn from online courses apart from my master's and bachelor's education. So if you have some of the skills which are more important in all the jobs, if you learn that, then that can give you more opportunity to get a job, and you can get a easy job, right, as soon as you can.
Okay. As I was the guy to receive the emails from public sales and service, and I receive emails from Indian students or Indian people every 2 or 3 days. Mm. They keep sending us the job application, even we are not hiring anyone, but they still send the emails to our mailbox. So is this a culture that Indian people are getting jobs so aggressively?
If I am doing the same thing, I will not think as aggressively, but their thinking is not about aggressively. Their thinking, the Indian student thinking is, for example, if the company A doesn't have a vacancy, they are not hiring the student, or they are not hiring any graduate, they are not hiring any experienced people, but I know that there is some company, okay, name A company, right? So if I am sending the resume, if HR is free, and if the hiring manager is free, and if he look over your resume and if he like, so they will take you as a priority in the future posting. So they think in a different way and they send the resume.
Okay, you know how I get this job? I got the first interview by the manager before I entered this company, and I was rejected. And then after a few months, I got a chance passing by here. So I just stopped by and asked for the manager that I interviewed me last time. And I said, the receptionist asked, do you have an appointment? I said, I don't have an appointment. But the manager said I can stop by anytime. Then she went to the manager. The manager was curious. Oh, who the hell is that guy? I didn't say that. So he wanted to meet with me. And then we start a good conversation. And I think this is also an active way to get a job. I have been telling so many friends that you have to knock at the door, not just sending email. Because they can receive thousands of emails per day. And you won't have a chance. It's not because you are not excellent enough. The HR manager don't have a chance to even take a glance of your resume.
Yes.
So you need to give them the impression. So you need to show here physically.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is
I can share my experience too. The same thing. I was also doing the same thing. If you apply, there is a thousands of applications the HR is receiving in a big industry. So sometimes HR don't get a time. There is some software which drags some of the good resume. So after that HR look over 10 resume out of 1,000 resume. But what you can do is you can call HR, or you can come here and physically come here and drop your resume, because that can go directly to the HR table.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So in my case, I just call HR and I had a normal conversation. Okay, hi. Did you receive my email? Did you receive my application on Indeed? Can you please check it? This is just normal conversation. Because I just talk that, okay, if you receive, okay, I am more interested because this is the posting responsibility and my resume also match with your responsibility and I am more interested. And on the same day, he look over resume and he just tell me, okay, when can I schedule your interview?
Yeah.
So you have to be more serious, and you have to show your more interest towards any job.
Yeah.
So that can help.
I agree that. Okay. Question number 11. I have seen so many truck drivers with Indian faces. Maybe they are from Bangladesh or Pakistan or India. Are they all from universities? If not, do you know how do they usually come to Canada? By what method?
See, most of the truck driver are university and the college. They mix up. Some of them are university, some of them are college, right? But they prefer this job just because of money.
They graduated here or graduate from India?
No, they graduated here. After that, they choose their field in a truck driving.
Oh.
The reason is only two. One is the money. You get good money in the truck as a good after a good experience in a truck. And the second is your background, your back generation, your grandparents, parents were doing the same thing in India.
Oh.
So there is one province, the Punjab, which is famous. Those guys who wear in turban,
Yeah.
they're more famous
Yeah.
for this type of career.
Oh.
Because their grandparents and the grandfathers or their parents, they're doing the same thing in India.
Oh.
So because of their genetics and the good money, they prefer these jobs. And I think in the next thing is the Canada has some program. This truck driving is come in some of the skilled trades, and truck mechanics, they comes in a skilled trade. And now they have a separate program for the truck driver in some province. If I look over towards the Nova Scotia, they have a separate program for the truck drivers. They invite some of the people, around 100, 200 people through the truck drivers.
Okay.
Yeah.
And once they start to do the truck driver, and you said that their family might be doing the same thing.
Yeah.
And then they bring their family here, and does their family still?
Yeah,
work?
some of the family are they know English, right? And they know about some of the English, like science, right? Or here driving science. So they are slightly educated in terms of driving. So when they come here, they apply for LMIA or they apply for work permit, and they get that. And sometime they got a permanent resident on the behalf of their children, their daughter or son. If they have a PR, they can apply for their parents, right?
Yeah.
So in the future, they also do the same job like truck driving because they have a good experience back home in India. So I saw many parents were doing the same thing.
I have lots of Chinese friends. They also want to do the truck driver, but they just don't have a channel to come here to do this job. They are willing to do that. They are also university students, and they might be driving the truck in China. But how can they come? How does the truck driver get the LMIA, as you mentioned?
I think that if you come here, then only opportunities started. If you come here as a visitor visa, right?
Yeah.
Then you can apply in a skill trade, or you can apply here as a truck driver license. You can apply here as a license, right? Any driving license, whether you are in a visitor or whether you are as a student. So after getting that, you can have some contact with some of the good business owner who own the truck company, right? Then they can help you with the LMIA by looking towards your skill. If your skill is good and you can work for them for a 1-2 years, then they can help you with the LMIA.
Oh, but LMIA is for Chinese people. It's very expensive. Normally, our guy will spend like 100,000 Canadian dollar.
No, I don't think so. That's too expensive. It depends on the person who is giving you the LMI. As per the Indians, they charge less, and they don't like try to take too much money from the people. They try to help and they try to do their work, right? So if I'm working for anyone, so he will also think about me. Okay, he's working for me. That's enough for me. But I am also helping for him. So they will understand each other. In Indian, they understand each other.
Okay. Okay. Because for the Chinese employers, they will take this as an advantage for the employee. Okay, you want to get the LMIA? That's fine. You have to pay me on the table. Pay me a certain amount, I can do it for you.
In Indian also, like, this thing happens, but not advantage in terms of money. They will tell, okay, I did the proper work. If you do some mistake, they will try to tell you and force you that, okay, do the proper work. But in terms of money, they will not charge you that much.
Okay, that's the end of the interview. Thank you very much for your time, Makun. And we appreciate you to be here today. Please teach us how to say goodbye in Hindi.
In Hindi, I don't know, but in my tongue, I can say aujo.
Why in Hindi there is no goodbye?
Everybody say okay, bye. Like with a handshake, just say the symbol, that's it. So in my mother tongue, I can say it's aujo.
Aujo.
Yeah. So its meaning is that, okay, come back in the future.
Aujo.
So as for now, is like bye-bye, but later on, come back in the future.
Aujo.
Yeah.
Okay, aujo.